The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. So says Ben Okri. The government of Jamaica is proving that thought to be true by consistently transforming lives to ensure a better standard of living no matter the constraints. We explore how this is being accomplished through strategic priority number 1, fiscal prudence and pursuit of a credible macroeconomic program. And tips for parents who will be spending a bit more as their little tots are off to school for the first time in a bright start. Hello, I'm Arroyo Eubanks. Another episode of Jamaica Magazine is here for your entertainment and education. We have all this and more to share with you when we return after the news.
I'm Mario Mackenzie, Robin, captain of the Calabar High Track team. And me have a message for anybody who are planning to take the tablet them, but the government give the schoolers for use in class. You never hear so them break the tablet them. That mean anywhere the tablets there, the government can shut them down, plus GPS tracker installing of them. And even if you find a way, and you go around all of that, the minute you go up on the internet, them are going to know. So here what you do. Just leave the youth them with the tablet. Give them a chance to further them education. Makes sense, done.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 27. Jamaica has received $1.7 billion in grant funding from the European Union (EU) to support the sugar industry. The grant forms part of the accompanying Measures for Sugars program. It seeks to improve the productivity of the sugar industry, assist young farmers and communities in sugar-dependent areas, and promote renewable energy. In a release, the EU said the budget disbursement was made possible by Jamaica's progress in restoring macroeconomic stability and reforming public financial management in line with the reform targets met under the IMF Extended Fund Facility. This latest grant from the EU brings total disbursements since January 2014 to 4.51 billion Jamaican dollars. The Land Administration and Management Program LAMP has gotten an extra $90.8 million to provide more Jamaicans with land titles. The Ministry of Water, Land Environment and Climate Change signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Tuesday with the Development Bank of Jamaica for the conditional grant funding.
As land beneficiaries are required to pay for the acquisition of their titles, the funding from the DBJ will be used to finance the outstanding costs for landowners who have made part payments. This funding will help to facilitate the increased delivery of titles under the program.
Through this grant funding, 2,000 titles will be delivered in 3 phases between October 2014 and July 2015. The ministry is providing counterpart funding of $20 million for the operations of the adjudication committees in the beneficiary communities. Beneficiaries will be drawn from the parishes of St. Catherine, Manchester, Clarendon, and St. Elizabeth. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management (ODPEM) has trained the island's first batch of emergency telecommunications operators. The operators who will provide critical communication support during disasters graduated recently. They were trained on the ODPEM's Emergency Telecommunications and Amateur Radio Communication Training Program with support from HelpAge International.
These persons we are training now would have the knowledge to be in the operation centers at the local community level to assist in setting up the networks and to ensure that useful message is passed on to the National Emergency Operations Center.
At the graduation, ODPEM also officially handed over 2-way emergency radios to some key stakeholders. The National Environment and Planning Agency (NEPA) is urging property owners impacted by beach erosion to make contact with them before implementing their own solutions. The caution was issued by NEPA's Director of Environmental Management, Anthony Mackenzie, who pointed out that persons could be served with an enforcement notice if they acted independently of the agency. At a community meeting in Alligator Pond recently, Mr. Mackenzie advised the residents to be mindful of breaches of the beach control regulations.
Where people go ahead and do things, then the law requires that some enforcement action be taken. It would appear that some persons or some properties went ahead and put in structures. Right? We are not saying that the structures can't go in to protect people's property, but it has to be done under a license or permit from the NRCA.
And finally, Minister with responsibility for sport Natalie Nita Headley is lauding the efforts of volunteers, Corporate Jamaica and the West Indies Cricket Board towards improving access to cricket for Jamaica's youth. She was speaking at the official opening of the Roddy Williams Centre for Excellence recently. The sport minister stressed the importance of developing grassroots cricket nurseries.
Grassroots programs like these consistently make the difference. These are the incubators. This is where we develop the talent. These programs take players to the higher level.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Guys, when I'm ready.
Ready a long time. Let's go. Ready, Mona?
Yeah. Oh, Shelly, I have a file for you for tomorrow, okay?
Alright.
I'm gonna leave it on your desk.
Sure, go right ahead.
But Shelly, you don't shut down the computer.
But it not gonna do nothing.
But of course, when you leave it on, it burns excess energy.
I say go?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you know that the country foots the bill to import the fuel that produces electricity? Let's all play our part to conserve on energy by ironing once per week, unplugging all appliances when not in use, and avoid keeping the refrigerator open for a long period of time when removing food. Get smart. Don't get left in the dark.
In strategic priority number 1, fiscal prudence and pursuit of a credible macroeconomic program, we review the techniques the government is using to improve the nation's roads while keeping costs in check.
We are constantly seeking ways to use each dollar more efficiently.
And that's not just talk from the minister with responsibility for maintaining the nation's roads. This fiscal year, his ministry is taking the lead on 2 major initiatives to improve Jamaica's road network and maximize savings to the government's coffers. As part of the strategy to do more with less, government wants to build more concrete roads. Compared to other materials, research has shown that concrete roads have a longer life expectancy, they're more durable, have a better load carrying capacity, and are more competitively priced. It's estimated that concrete roads remain stable for 13 to 30 years, compared to asphalted surfaces that last for 6 to 20 years. This alternative road construction method is widely used in the Caribbean, Europe, and Asia, and has even covered a few Jamaican roads. But now, the Transport and Works Ministry wants to expand its use locally.
For future road construction activities, the bid documents prepared by the NWA will invite responses which speak only to the technical specifications required for the structure of the roads to be built or repaired. In other words, responses can either be for constructing using asphalt or concrete.
Minister Davies made that announcement in May, and his colleague Minister of Local Government has since indicated similar plans. In the coming weeks, the 2 ministries will work together to rehabilitate 2 kilometers of roadway along the access pathway to the Riverton City landfill using concrete. The repairs will improve on the utilization of the landfill and reduce downtime and operating costs for garbage trucks.
This ministry, along with the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, is assessing road construction technologies with the intent of realizing value for money in the road building sector.
The Ministries of Local Government and Transport and Works are also collaborating on another fiscally prudent initiative. The Works Ministry, through the National Works Agency, will be working with the local government authorities which have oversight for parochial road networks. To efficiently fix more community-based roads, they will agree on the roads to be fixed and in what order.
This is not simply about my ministry passing over additional resources to the local authority, but the greater coordination in designing responses, as well as the technical specification and procurement policies.
The result will be a more efficient use of existing resources. The government is working for the people, adopting strategies to provide better roads while making sure Jamaican taxpayers get the biggest bang for their buck.
Some water with you, please.
Water gone.
But me need water for cook. So how me go wash?
Let's weather the drought. Start conservation measures today. Check for leaks around your house. Opt for shorter showers over long baths. Reuse water to water plants and lawn. Watch the amount of water you and your family use. Try cooking methods that don't require much water. And if you have a vehicle, avoid washing it regularly. Remember, water is as important as the air we breathe. So conserve our water, conserve our life.
The Ministry of Health is implementing a wide array of quality improvements and efficient delivery systems which will guarantee lower costs in the services provided. Let's learn more now.
Securing access to affordable and quality healthcare for all. That's the key objective that has been driving the work of the Ministry of Health this fiscal year.
The ministry will spearhead the protection of individual and population health through the promotion of healthy families.
Operating a high-quality healthcare system in a tight economic atmosphere is costly and requires a sustained means of financing.
The ideal is for about 10% of GDP to be committed to healthcare.
In early 2013, the Health Ministry initiated a national dialogue, inviting Jamaicans to submit proposals for health financing in a series of public consultations.
We will be strengthening mechanism for the collection of co-payment from insurance companies. We will be putting in place specialist services that will not be covered under the policy, as well as private medical wards in some public hospitals through public-private partnership.
Another aspect of health financing getting the ministry's attention is individual payment options. For the first time in the country's history, a Government of Jamaica GOJ health card will be introduced.
The card will facilitate better monitoring and identification. It will also take into account private health insurance so that in instances where charges arise, we can better, adequately and quickly deal with it.
The GOJ health card should also optimize the delivery channels for pharmaceuticals. At the same time, new equipment is being purchased where necessary. And as the ministry advances the modernization of the health sector, the National Health Information System goes digital this year.
We are moving from a strictly paper-based system of storing health records to electronic storage and retrieval of patient data.
Even as it ensures health facilities are well equipped, the ministry is also making sure they are well staffed. Efforts to do that include an agreement with the Cuban government for 29 nurses, 8 medical doctors, 6 dentists, and a cytology technician to work in the public health sector. A strategic plan has been formulated to address the 4 major conditions causing deaths, namely cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and respiratory illnesses. The 4 major risk factors, physical inactivity, unhealthy eating, harmful use of alcohol, and tobacco, are targeted.
It will also address violence and injury prevention, mental health, oral health, kidney, and sickle cell diseases. The government is committed to the World Health Assembly resolution of 2012, for which Jamaica was very strident in getting that resolution, to reduce premature deaths from non-communicable diseases by 25% by 2025.
A cancer control plan for Jamaica is being advanced this year to include the reintroduction of nuclear medicine technology for improved diagnosis and treatment, while 2 linear accelerator machines are being procured for radiation treatment. As for tobacco control, cigarette smoking has been banned in specified public places. Innovative approaches are also being initiated in the fight to cut Jamaica's HIV infection rate. The strategy provides for a clearly identifiable AIDS authority and will expand and improve the integration of family planning, maternal and child health, sexual and reproductive health, and HIV/AIDS in primary health care. The modernization of dentistry in Jamaica is another priority for the Health Ministry this year. Amendment is being made to the Dental Act and regulations to ensure reliable and consistent standards. And in partnership with the non-profit group Great Shape Incorporated, the ministry is introducing a national sealant program to reduce the number of extractions, especially in children. The Ministry of Health, employing innovative, cutting-edge approaches to the management of healthcare, creating systems of excellence to advance the health agenda for all.
You get up at 5 o'clock, maybe 4:30. You didn't sleep well because you've been anxious about the new school term. By 6:30, you have the responsibility of getting everybody up and going. The children especially need to be dressed and fed and at school by 7:30. And you must get to work by 8:30 through heavy traffic. How do you deal with all the stresses that seem to compound daily, knowing that at the end of the day, drained is an understatement for how you really feel? And yes, the next day it starts all over again. So what do? Start first by giving thanks for all the simple things and then the major things. Consider each task done your thrust to positively impact on the lives of the people you come in contact with. That's how you'll get the mind to stay on track. You should also take in lots of fresh air and sunshine throughout the day. Fresh air will help to invigorate vital organs, and sunshine has numerous benefits, including calming nerves, increasing adrenaline, and building the immune system. You can get all that and more by taking some time for yourself to exercise. And remember to keep hydrated throughout the day. And hey, despite the demands and distractions, eat and enjoy your meal times. At the end of your day, rest. Yes, sleep is vital. But don't forget to relax by reading or taking a walk. Maintaining optimal health will help you to competently deal with all your daily stressors.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
There are many parents who are sending their children off to school for the first time come the start of the new semester. They will have to devise ways and means of stretching their budget while remaining fiscally prudent. Here are tips for how both parent and child can embrace this new adventure.
The first few years of life are critical to a child's success in later years. That's why there's major emphasis placed on developing their young minds to take their place as the creators of tomorrow's future. As parents, we want only the best for our children, and getting the best education is no different. So we went on a fact-finding mission and unearthed some tips for you to consider when thinking about the first stage of your child's academic life.
So firstly, you should ensure that the institution you have chosen for your children, that institution has registered with the ECC or is preparing for registration with the Early Childhood Commission.
As the lead agency responsible for early childhood development, the ECC regulates schools that provide instructions for children 0 to 8 years. And when an institution is registered with the Early Childhood Commission, parents are assured that the school abides by the rigid requirements set by the Ministry of Education.
The first thing you want to look at is this a school that caters to the holistic development of the child. And in saying that, it means they have a sound academic background, but academics is not enough. You know, we need the physical development, the emotional development, the intellectual development.
Children love to play, so there should be adequate play area. When you look at the curriculum that the student uses, you should see enough time for rest. Yes, rest is important. Play, and also to find out that the teachers are equipped.
We need to have qualified, trained staff for the early childhood child. We need to know that they are warm and caring, they're friendly. Everybody wants to know that the teacher is approachable. You can talk to the teacher about whatever problems you may have. You know, sometimes especially new parents are very anxious.
Early childhood teachers should have attained at least levels 1 and 2 certification in early childhood development from the Heart Trust and at least 5 JSC subjects.
You need to look at the teacher-pupil ratio. That's another consideration. If there are too many children to one teacher, the chances are less of each child making the progress they should. If the child is quick, they might be okay. But your child that needs a little more individual attention could be lost in a big group. So you need to look. I would suggest at least 1 to 20, one teacher to 20 students.
When you go into the school, ensure that the surroundings are clean and everything around you, they're sensitive. So the children will look at things that jump out at them. And also if you feel uncomfortable and your child says that he's uncomfortable at school, something must be wrong. So ensure you take these things into consideration.
Find a school that has an environment that's conducive to learning. There are certain factors. Is it attractive, stimulating? Is it safe? Is there proper material for the children to play with? Is the environment clean? Those are factors that will affect learning. So you need to know that the environment is conducive to learning.
One of the first things I did was visit the school often, taking the child with me and also enroll her in the summer program. So at least 2 days a week she would come to get to know her teacher, to get to know the surrounding.
I have seen where those who have come to summer school, they are able to fit in much better come September, because when they come in September, they see their friend that they met in summer school, so they are able to adjust. The transition is much easier.
When looking for an institution to send your preschooler, it's also important that you know what meals are provided, as proper nutrition ensures they'll function throughout the day.
If lunch is prepared, you can ask to take a look at the kitchen, you visit the school.
We offer proper nutrition here, where the children would be given a hot meal every day.
Most times parents will pay for the meal, but what do they get? You need to know that they're getting a balanced meal each day, and that also they're having it, because you could easily pay for it and the children are not eating it.
Going to school for the first time can be stressful for the child as well as the parents.
Children, they're going to cry regardless of what. But what you'll find sometimes parents themselves crying too, and this makes the child so uncomfortable. So what you have to do as a parent, try and tough it out and encourage the child. What we also encourage, if there's a toy that the child loves, like a blanket, you can give the child a blanket. Or you can give the child a photograph of you.
Children are our future. It's important that we nurture them in every way possible. So once your child's school year begins, you should play your part in continuing the learning process at home.
The ministry's curriculum now is big on parental involvement. So you find that the homework that we give, we know the children can't do it on their own, so parents must assist. So that is big. And we also want that parent to be involved in the school life, not just send the child to school. Come to school, find out what is happening from teacher.
You can't be an absentee parent. Some parents will just, I pay, I send my child to school, and that's it. That is not enough. We find that children most times who make more stride and, are the ones that the parents show that interest.
After the child or the children have been taught here in the days, we are expecting the parents to do a reinforcement with them so that learning continues even at home and they will understand whatever was being taught.
Get involved overall. Check them when I reach home, check the books, ensure that they get homework and do the homework and all of these little things. And that will go a long way in ensuring that the child progresses through school.
Come out to the PD. That's where you have your voice, you have your say. This is your investment. You're investing in your child here, so you need to come out, say what it is, make plans for the school, be a part of the school in its entirety.
Our children are our responsibility. Let's give them a bright start.
And that's it for today from the Jamaica Magazine team. I hope that you enjoyed spending time with us. For this and other programs, visit our website and YouTube channel. You can also use our Facebook and Twitter pages to keep the link. I'm Arroya Eubanks. Join me again right here for another episode of Jamaica Magazine.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.